All right, so we are live. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate everybody showing up here. Me and my boy Manny, we wanted to share a little bit of something that we picked up. We've been hinting at it for a while. So we picked up a pretty big collection. If you've seen my picture, it was about 90 assorted boxes that we picked up. But I just want to first of all thank everybody that's in here. I see Dave in the Cave, Amazing Murphinator, Zach G, John Fiorelli, Dangerous G, Alex Perez. Who else? Man from Beantown, Peanut on Man. Appreciate all you guys coming out here. I saw Art Chemist in there before too, I believe. So, thank you all for coming on here. Universe X, Johnny Dakota, all of you guys. Appreciate you guys coming out here and sharing with us. And the other thing with this is only gonna be part one. This collection, right, Manny, was just too big.
Yeah, it was too big.
It was really big. Yeah. And before we started, I'm gonna have Manny just talk a little bit about it and how it started off, because he brought me into the fold with this. So once he situates himself there, Flash by Night, how's everything? And Wobbles, what's going
lighting
on?
Is
Better
crazy.
lighting? Yeah.
I gotta turn off the light.
There you go. So
my wife.
Manny, you want to tell everybody exactly how you started off with this?
So this has been like at least 7 to 8 months in the making right now. It was a friend, my wife's friend. She's married to Irish guy that he works with some guy who had comics, and he told me, listen, I have a friend, his name is such and such, and I was like, all right. He said, he's trying to sell his collection. I was like, all right, give me his number or give him my number. And I think he gave him my number, and started texting him and asked him about the collection, and he was like, yeah, I got all these books, and I got to try to sort them out. And me and Era was supposed to meet up with him before all of this happened, all this pandemic and all this COVID-19 stuff. And then it happened, and then we couldn't meet up with him. I didn't want to go over there. It was crazy.
No, that's what it was. It was at the peak that he was looking for us when it first started.
Yeah, it was at the peak, and he wanted us to go over there. I was like, nah, man, I ain't going over there.
No. I just want to Boston Chris Comics, what's going on? Bolo 368, Funk Comics 814, Matt Forge, what's going on, my brother? 36 Chambers, another good YouTuber and IG guy. But yeah, man, I remember you telling me, and I was like, man, I'm not messing with that COVID. And we were both essential workers, so we were trying to keep our family safe and everything. So that collection was kind of in the back burner. But then Manny reached out to me about a month ago, and he's like, yo, he wants to move on this. He's got potential buyers, and he's looking to move. Because the guy was moving out of state, right?
Yeah, he was moving out of state. He bought a house in North Carolina or something like that.
Right.
Somewhere down in the Carolinas.
So Manny goes and looks at this collection. And I was like, just send me some pictures. And he sent me like 6 or 7 pictures, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And they were crazy. And I was like, all right, I got to go. So I masked up, and I took a ride out there, and I met Manny out there, and we started going through this, and this collection just didn't end, man. This guy had a storage unit. It was like a 5x5, and it was all shelved up, and the center was just a gigantic pile of boxes. He had it well organized the way his boxes were. They weren't falling apart or anything like that. He knew how to stack boxes and everything like that. But the thing I liked about it, I don't have a box here, is that they were the old. If you remember when the old boxes, when they used to make the these short boxes, before they were short boxes, they were long boxes, but they were the harder cardboard, and there were a lot of yellowed boxes there. So that's
but the older short box. They were short boxes, but they were the older short boxes, but they were longer than the ones that they make now.
The older short boxes were a lot longer, but they're all sturdier, so they're a lot heavier. Yeah. And then when you were opening up and you were flipping through books, and you're seeing all the bags were yellowed. Yeah. Which means he hadn't changed. And I asked him, and he said he hadn't changed his bags and boards in over 10 years. So, Travis Nutt, what's going on? Comic Brains, what's good? And Game Faces, welcome. Appreciate you guys doing there. So I start talking to the guy, because Manny had already talked to him, and he was going through a collection with my son. And I was like, well, how long you been collecting? And he goes, over 40 years. I says, when did you stop? He goes, 2 weeks ago. This guy collected forever. So it was really good to talk to a guy who knew comics and loved comics. It turns out he knew his books, because he worked in a shop on and off for several years, he was telling us. So it was interesting. It was real interesting. I've bought the most I've bought is 9 long boxes. That's the biggest collection I've purchased. I don't know about you, Manny, but so for me, this was the biggest buy I've ever done.
It's the biggest thing I ever purchased. Maybe like 2 boxes. Nothing crazy, because I don't have a place to store it. So you go look around and you see a couple of boxes.
From my storage unit right now is to the brim because I have all my stuff in my unit. I had to make room, put my stuff to one side to keep the collection separate. So I'd send you a picture. It's crazy, but I just want to give you guys a taste of what's to come. This guy was also a run collector. So he sent Manny like a list, right? And the list had like certain titles. So his ASM run, his FF run, what was the other run he had? Strange Tales, right? He had a Strange Tales run. Yes. So Roger, what's going on? My man Roger from 3 Men in the Basement. Shout out to Roger. He hooked me up with some awesome swag today. So check out 3 Men in the Basement, Roger Levesque, and those guys. They always put out good content. So yeah, it was interesting. It was really interesting. Like I said, biggest purchase I made, so we were both a little nervous.
Yeah, it's both our biggest purchase we ever made.
So it's a little. I don't know how Gary does it on a regular basis, but what he says is true. He says all the time, "Let everybody know that you're the guy who wants comics and buys comics." And that's how this collection came to you, because you tell people that you're a comic guy, so everybody knows you. Manny's the guy who buys comics in his job. Everybody at my job know I do the pressing, cleaning, I buy comics, and do all of this stuff. So you put it out there. I'm going to change the screen on this just so that I could start showing some of these books. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to share some of these books. These books range from fair. There were a few fair. For the most part, we have those mid-graders for the keys. Some of the keys were high grade, though. They were really nice. And then when you get into the runs, we're talking VF or better on a lot of these books. I've been cleaning books for last week. We bought this on Friday, right?
2 weeks ago, no?
No, it's a week ago, a week and a half ago. It was last Friday.
Week and a half ago.
Right. I've been cleaning books all that time and pressing. But in between pressing orders, so I got to get a lot of orders out. But anyway, we're going to start it off with a banger, but it's a low grade. So this was one book that Manny had told me the guy had, and it's right there. Strange Tales 110, first appearance of Doctor Strange. This is probably like a 1.0. It has tape on it.
Yeah,
as you can see, the corners are banged up on it, but even in this condition, this is a great entry book for anybody who collects Silver Age, and Doctor Strange's popularity has only risen.
Yep.
So, great book to get.
And I think the next movie's coming out next year, no?
Yep. So that'll be real nice. Here goes another banger right there. One of my favorite covers. Just Amazing Spider-Man 39.
First senior.
Yep, that's Romita Senior's first cover there on Amazing Spider-Man. And one of my favorites, I think it's just so iconic. I love the way Romita drew Peter Parker as compared to Ditko.
Mm-hmm.
He did the best on it. Russ, Stage Russ is like, Russ goes, did we arm wrestle over who gets what? Nobody gets nothing. We're going to take it, and this is an investment for us. We've discussed maybe taking one book each, and then the rest is going to be so that we could further our collections and buy a book that we want to buy and do it that way. So a lot of this stuff, if not all of this stuff, will be going out to the community via IG, some raffles, auctions. It'll be good. It'll be real good. So, like I said, I asked the guy how long he's been collecting. 2 weeks ago, right? So I'm going through a box, and I'm seeing numbers, and I'm like, oh man, look at this, and pull this out. Saga number one. Saga number 1.
That's a clean copy too, right?
Yeah, it's a really, really clean copy. It has a little, it's not a 9/8, little, like a 16th of an 8. Slight tear up top there. Other than that, it's near mint condition. There were 2 X-Men books, 2 or 3 X-Men books.
Yeah, he didn't really
sold off, right? He had said he sold off that part of his collection a long time ago. So that was the one thing that was lacking. I wish it would have had more of those, but it didn't. but it did have an amazing Spider-Man run. Pun intended. Amazing Spider-Man number 7. Was that second Vulture, right?
Yep.
So
I think there was he had a bunch of his Spider-Man run was crazy.
Yeah. And then this was here. This is another low grade, but like he said, he just wanted certain books. If he couldn't afford it, he would buy a low grade to get the entry book. A low grade is better than no grade, as they say. And that's Strange Tales number 111. That's the first Dormammu, right? I believe it is. Not Dormammu. Mordo, right? Is in this. So that was in there also. These books, some of these books, I've taken out and put them in Mylar. They were all in dingy bags. What else we got here? Here you go. His store run was immense too. Remember, man, we were looking at that Baron Mordo. There we go, Alex. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, his store run was a Journey into Mystery. He had a lot of Journey into Mystery. Yes.
And he had like this here, first High Evolutionary, and this is in really nice shape for 134. So it was nice. Again, it ran all over the place. He was a DC fan also, so he read Marvel, DC, but he read a lot of independent. He read some obscure stuff that I have never even seen. You know, we've seen all the other stuff, the albedos and all of that stuff, the Bone. He was reading pulp stuff and all different kinds of really, really obscure stuff that I haven't even had a chance to look up. Just some really, really nice stuff. This is a real clean copy here, and this was in that collection, and that's Batman Beyond #1. Just a great copy right there. First Terry McGinnis. A lot of speculation, a lot of rumor that Michael Keaton is going to play Batman in this, and that this is coming to the cinematic universe. So really nice time to get this.
He should play Batman.
I think Michael Keaton would be perfect for that. You know,
he should. Yeah, he's at that age that he could do it.
Yeah, exactly. What else was there? Strange Tales 126. I believe that's first Cleo. With that was in there. Like I said, his Strange Tale run was really, really strong.
Oh my God, this kid.
He's having fun, huh? I hear him. Don't worry about it. We go another clean copy of Strange Tales 158. Mr. Letcher's got a real high grade copy of this book. But this is really nice. It's definitely probably like a 7.75. The only little problem right there is right there, that little corner with the little chip. Other than that, this thing pops. And you know what I discovered when I was going through his books? Yeah.
It's Corona.
His bags, where he had like some books graded, all the books had a lot of surface dirt, which means that these books weren't in bags and boards for many years, you know?
Yeah, a lot of the books, those bags are ugly.
Yeah.
He had a lot of his run of ASM, the later run.
Yeah.
With no bags.
No bags and boards. Still, Strange Tales 178, right? Yeah, that's that great Adam Warlock cover. Pope Service is asking 136 and 144. I believe so, Pope. I would have to look. Did have this in there. So, first Kamala Khan story right there. And that's a Neiman copy. This is a high grade one right here. Had a really, really nice high grade copy of Defenders #1. This is super, super clean. You can see that. Like I said, mid-graders, but nice copy. Probably like a 4.0-ish copy of ASM #41. First Rhino.
There was a #6 in there, right? ASM 6, right?
Yeah,
there was
a 6. This was in there too. We saw it, but we didn't realize that it was missing. It's probably like a 3.0.
Yeah.
Which is the same because the rest of this book presents super nice. It's FF49. but it didn't. It did have a little piece out there. Not a little piece, but it's got a good chunk out there. So I'm saying 2.5 to 3.0. I'm leaning more towards a 3.0. Hopefully, we shall see. Other than that, that book is clean, as you can see. If it wasn't for that, this is probably in the 6.0, 6.0 range. Yeah, Comic Brains, watch it. This just keeps going. It just keeps going. Here you go. FF52. Again, nice mid-grade copy.
Which one was missing? Was it 48?
48. He didn't have a
48 was
48.
missing.
Yeah, he said that was already too pricey for him when he was trying to get it.
Yeah.
We didn't grade it out yet, man, from Beantown. We're gonna send a bunch of these to CGC so we can maximize on them. And then as soon as I get the grade, if you're interested, I'll be showing them, and just hit me up or I'll hit you up. This was a clean copy that you found, Manny, and you can tell the story with this one. But remember this?
Oh yeah. He had that book out the he had it without no bag and no board. So I was like, yo, you gotta put this in the bag and the board. So I told him to take a book out, take one of them dollar books out, and put the bag and board it on that.
Yeah, this is a near mint copy, I believe, from what you said when you looked at it. Right?
I think it could
9.4?
be a 9.4.
9.4. 9.4 is a near mint.
Yeah.
So,
9.4. I think it's a 9.4.
Let's see what happens. I haven't
Let's
pressed.
see what CGC gift us. You know.
Yeah. Yep. So, hey, Mr. Let, what's going on? All right, we could talk, Mr. Let, on that 52.
Yeah, but you gotta wait till it comes back.
Yeah, this one here, I was really nice. I don't have this. I wish I had this. I've been looking for this book for a while. It's getting kind of pricey. And that's FF11. It's the first Impossible Man. It's probably like a 2.5 to the 3.0, but even in that grade, it's a couple $100 for this book, which is Raffle Central. You got it, Butcher. Here you go, super clean. I mean, at least I'm gonna guesstimate at a 5.0 for this book, this age. FF number 6, and that's the first supervillain team up. It's Doom and Submariner. There was no 5 in here, man. We were looking on hoping for a 5.
Yeah.
There was no 5 though. That would have been perfect, man.
There was no 1 neither. I thought there was a 1 in the beginning. In the beginning, I thought there was a 1. Like when I first talked to the guy, because he told me he had an FF1. He had a nice run at FF1, but I guess he didn't even realize that the FF1 that he had was the
Golden Key.
The Golden Key record book. So
hey, who that? Thank you very much. Right, and as the Butcher said, that's not only the first supervillain team up, but that's second appearance of Doctor Doom. This was in there again, mid grader. First Kraven the Hunter. Nice copy. Amazing Spider-Man 11.
There was no Hulk keys in there, D. No Hulk keys. He didn't collect Hulk, he said.
Yeah, that we asked about that.
I think he had a few Hulks, but he didn't collect the keys though.
Yeah,
he didn't have that 181. No 181, man.
No 180, no 181. He had the first Abomination in there.
Yeah. No giant size X-Men.
No,
he has. I think he sold that with the first his X-Men books.
And then what was the other thing he had? He had the McFarlane Wolverine cover for Hulk.
Yeah,
340. He had that there. This was a book I was like really, because it's a nice looking book. Amazing Spider-Man number 9, first Electro. So
damn, those Mylars make that look pretty.
It does, right, bro? This book is pretty though. I ain't gonna lie. Let me show you guys this.
A lot of those books are beautiful.
Yeah, they were nice.
I was happy with the conditions of those keys too.
Yeah, especially so. In talking with him, I was asking him, how he felt about it, and he said he was having, mixed feelings. He goes, but the one thing he was having regret letting go of was his Amazing Spider-Man run.
Yeah,
I'd have to look Night of Ren. I'd have to look if Cap 354 is there. He does have a big Cap run. I don't know how far off he went into it though. This was in there also. Amazing Spider-Man number 8. Another nice looking copy. So when you're talking a collection that has single digit Amazing Spider-Man books, I mean, to me that was just amazing because it wasn't one book. You know, as you see, there were multiple, and then you went in and you went further along, and I believe you could tell me better, Manny. What number does he start his Spider-Man run where he's consecutive? Do you remember?
I think it's in the hundreds.
No, it's
And
lower. It's in the 50s or 60s, 50s or 40s.
well, he had a 50. There was a 50 in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
because
think
there's a first Prowler.
there was some issues that were missing though in between those though.
Okay.
There wasn't like a straight. If you're talking about a straight run, then you're
Yeah.
talking about in the hundreds. He had like a nice straight run.
Okay.
But like in the 50s, he had a few.
Okay, here's one. First Shocker. There's Spider-Man 46. Everything was raw. And
Yeah,
that's
everything
the
was
thing.
raw.
I haven't found the signature yet. But to be honest, I haven't gone. I only when I'm pressing them, am I opening that first page. It's just been in abundance. So he didn't mention getting any autographs, but you never know if you have a Ramita, a Ditko, you know, Stan Lee, or you don't know what's in there. Gonna grade, Dave. We're gonna probably grade not all, but we're gonna grade a lot of the keys. Probably all the keys are gonna get graded, as long as they're worthy of grading. And then filler stuff, probably not. Or if I don't think that the book merits it. But there were a lot of like key books in the hundreds that are in great shape. He was really taking care of his books by then and buying those books, I think, off the rack. So like 101, 102, first and second appearance of Morbius. What's it, 110 or 112 is it that first Gibbon, which is becoming a popular book now. So they were all in pretty good shape. This was in there, and he had a great Avengers run too. Avengers 47, first appearance of Dane Whitman. Book that has spiked, really picked up a lot. In the 121 to 129 run, I'm gonna tell you right now, Dave, we're gonna grade 121, 122, 129, and maybe I'm gonna grade 123. Is the Luke Cage, right? No, 120. Yeah, 123
is Luke Cage. 123, yeah, it's the Luke Cage.
123 is Luke Cage. It was in real nice shape. What's 124? I'm trying to remember now.
124 is the first Wolf.
Werewolf. That's another one that's got to get graded because that came out. That came out really nice too. That was a nice book.
And 125 is the second.
Man from Beantown. No Avengers 4 and no Avengers 8. The lowest Avengers, well, you'll see, but he had a 6, which was beat up. And then he had like 9, 15, which were actually in really nice shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was in there. First him. And this, the colors on this pop. That's not just a Mylar. It's a nice book. Nice book. One of the few Amazing Spider-Mans that were in there. Right here. Excuse me, X-Men books. X-Men 266 was in there. So I like this book, just a great book there. I'm going to go single until Manny pops back. But you can see that book's just clean. Super clean. What else? Yeah.
Eyes. Always rolling our eyes.
It gets crazy. So these, as you see, some of these aren't in poly bags. These are what the original bags and boards are.
He flips them up the opposite way.
But they're wavy and yellowed, which is exactly what I'm looking for if I'm finding a collection, which means this guy had not changed his bags and boards out, which means he's had these books for a long time.
Yeah.
We're going into the drug issue here, so we have 96. Actually, there were some early Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Peanut. It doesn't start till like issue 6, I think it is. Maybe print? First print. No, it wasn't. 6 or 7, and everything is first print, I believe it was. Oh, Tito, Kingdom Comics, what's going on? Yeah, so that was the first drug issue, and here's the second drug issue.
Murph claims that ASM fillers.
Yeah, so again, like I said, these bags and boards have seen better days. Slowly but surely, just running around getting bags and boards, and I believe this is the third part of that, right? It's 98.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, high grade, high grade. Yeah, I'll show you guys this. Like this is what I'm talking about with these books. These things are clean. Um, just the back, the cover. It's a lot of surface dirt, but other than that, these books are good to go. And then see,
Somebody gifted me that book one time. I
that's a
agree. I
great
think I
book.
sold it. It was like a 9.0.
Yeah, for Murph and David the Cave, who are ASM guys, this was an ASM guy's dream. This was just
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, all right, I'm gonna show you one that I was like, wow, and this was like, I just couldn't believe how clean this was. Amazing Spider-Man number 100. The Mylar makes this thing look even better. It's gorgeous in the Mylar, but this book is clean. It's real nice. It's just got a little bit of a dent up top in that corner there. Other than that, and with a press, hopefully we can fix it up a little bit. I'm hoping it's at least an 8.0. You know. Yeah, you know what, Spec Collector? I don't know if I'll ever find another collection like this. So, it's amazing. Hey, Manny Roger sent you a message there. He said you should have gotten a package from him too. Yeah, Dave, they're all glossy. All of them had that cover gloss, especially on the ASM run. So here you go. Ready? Watch
Maybe
this.
tomorrow.
Look at that.
I'll check. But I doubt it. I live in an apartment. I would have got the package. I would have left
122 is fucking beautiful.
Hell yeah. I got a 9.2 on that. So
That's a beauty. I own an 8.5.
there you go.
Yeah, I you know what? You got to show them. Then, well, like I said, he did enjoy. He enjoyed his Batman, but it wasn't Batman titles that he read. He liked some detective comics, and he loved Batman Adventures, the television series stuff. So he had a really nice copy of Mad Love. That's second Harlequin, right?
He had the whole run of
Batman Adventures.
Yeah.
Did he really? Thanks for spoiling it, buddy. I appreciate that. I'm leading up to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah. That's
just-
all good. That's all good.
It's all right.
Let me fix this up.
It doesn't
here.
matter. People like to see books anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna say no more.
Here you go. Near mint copy. I didn't see any spine ticks. I just bought one of these from Nemesis Prime, a 9.8. Batman: A Killing Joke, first print.
I don't have that book. I had that book in my collection, but it was never a 9.8. I always look for 9.8, but
yeah, this
is people just want.
And then, like in a random
crazy.
box, because I was asking you about this and we couldn't find it, and then in a random box, I found this. Amazing Spider-Man 361.
There was a lot of things in random boxes.
Remember the pictures I was sending you? Like
Yeah.
I did 2 12-hour days of just going through boxes, and I was sending Mandy pictures, and I was finding obscure things in random boxes. I was like, what the fuck? Look at this. The one thing I saw on this book that I think look really good is that it doesn't have any bindery issues. This book is notorious for that. So, and this book has spiked. I don't know if you saw it. A 9.8 just sold for $535.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 9.8 on this is selling for over $450, and 9.6s are in the $250 range right now. Book has spiked.
I just sent one of those out to CGC. I sent like a 9-book order.
What Peanut say right here? Peanut says, "Never say never." A lot of these older collectors are dying off, just getting rid of stuff. We see a lot of collections coming to light. Yeah, it happens every decade, I think, you know. People just decide that it's time. I guess somewhere along the line, I'll hit that. I think I will pass it on to my my children. My oldest son already knows about the hobby. He's pretty much into it with me. So that's good. My younger guy could care less. He's the gamer and all that stuff. But right now it's better than fucking putting it in the stock market. The way some of these books have risen. Uh, this was there too. Real clean copy. All it has is a little stamp. Strange Tale.
Most definitely.
That was a clean copy.
That's nice copy right there.
Yeah, that was a real nice. I have one signed by Bagley, Butch. I don't have a remark, but I have a 9/8 signed by Bagley. I got him when he came to East Coast 2 years ago. Man, Mr. Unknown Comics guy picked up a small collection. Congrats on that, buddy. No, Murph, it was my days off, and then I took an extra day off on top of it just to bag and board more shit. Here you go. FF45.
First in Humans.
This book is notorious with the spine, and the same with this. I'm looking at like a 4550 range just because of the spine. I actually own this in a 7.0. A lot of Nick Fury's Comic Brain, a lot of Strange Tale Nick Fury's. This was in there, lower grade, but still part of the trifecta. Fantastic Four number 50. Yeah, exactly. Spectic, he says that kids need to be schooled on the hobby values and more importantly on how to sell these. I'll be honest with you. I can sell keys all day long. So can Manny. You know, a bunch of us in the community can, and middle books and everything like that. It's the lower end books that's the grind. That's where guys like Barry Gary and those guys are monsters at doing that shit. You know, I mean, if the con season was moving a little better, it probably would have worked a lot better for us because we would have been able to set up a small show and blow out, $1, $2 books, but not in a rush to blow them out. We got to still go through all those boxes. Like I said, I have, I want to say like 14 boxes that I have with me, and the rest are in storage because the rest that we have to go through still again. There's probably more keys in there that we just don't even know about.
Yep.
Fantastic Four Annual number 2. Yes, there was one, but it's a very low grade.
When I want to find one day in the collection, I want to find like a bunch of freaking Golden Age books. That's what I like to find.
Well, this collection had like 15 or 20 Golden Age, but there were nothing spectacular. A couple of nice well ones, but this was really nice. This is another book that got hot and I think has not hit its peak yet. Avengers 48, first Black Knight. If you signed the guy from Game of Thrones to a 6-picture deal, you know that he's going to be in this.
Yeah, he'll be in the Avengers movie.
Yep.
Avengers 5.
Yep. Here was another one that it's a tough book and it has some ticks, but this book usually takes a beating on the spine. First Molten Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 28.
I like the way how Spider-Man looks like he's neon.
Yeah, he does that negative. He uses that negative space there. He just uses black on it. He kills it on that. So this was really nice. Another clean copy. Check this one out.
There was some Golden Age Shazams, right? There was like 2.
No. Was it Golden Age Shazams?
I think there was 1 in there.
Might be 1. I don't know. I'd have to look again.
Remember that 1.
Maybe 1 or 2. You're right.
Yeah,
you might be right. And there was a couple of what was that guy? Remember the one we were talking with?
Spirit.
The Spirit. There were 2 Spirits. Spirits 15 and 17 were in there.
I don't know anything about those Spirits, but
yeah, here you go. Book that just blew up, and then the movie got put on hold. But yeah, I'll show you this. This book is another one that's. Really,
the movie is made. It's done.
Really nice condition.
Even the second print goes for money too.
Yeah, the second print's a $30 book every day. Probably in that 6.0-ish range, hopefully.
Shit's getting fucking cold now.
Man from B-Town, I got one here for you. All right. Hey Murph, this one you're gonna like.
Holy shit, it's cool.
As we go along with filler stuff, we'll probably take want lists on stuff like that, and then the bigger stuff we'll put it out there. You can send me a list, and I'll try and fill it out. As I said, we're partners on this, so we'll discuss it, and then we'll take it from there. Ready? Here you go. Probably like a 4.0-ish, maybe. It has some rubbing across there, and some dirt. But what do you want for the first appearance of the Lizard? Amazing Spider-Man #6. I actually own this, and never thought I'd see another one, and me holding another one. Yeah, Knights of Ren. He says he's 21 years old, and probably, and we'll put Knights of Ren up there. Probably makes me the youngest person in here. I love the comic book collecting hobby, the camaraderie, selling and buying. More importantly, I like the history. Yeah, and you know what you gotta like more than anything else is the stories, because that's what makes this hobby so great. Is reading all the stories. I mean, that's what a lot of us have in common. Just reading.
I don't read those. Yeah, I don't read those those old books, but
yeah, but I've read a lot of them. I read them in.
You just go, you go online if you want to read them, look them up, read them like that. But I try not. I just open it, look at the pages.
David the Cave. Listen, we got 3 men in the basement going to be doing an octagon, bro. They're going to be fighting against each other for some books. All right, yeah, Ben, we'll let you know. All right, here we go. Really nice, high grade copy of Batman Adventures 12.
What you said, like a 9.4?
Yeah, minimum. I pressed it out. It might be better than that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was pressed. What was I gonna say? As Manny was alluding, this guy loved Batman Adventures. He has the full run. What was it? 36 issues, I think it was, of Batman Adventures, and then the Batman Adventures Return, the Batman and Robin Adventures.
Yeah.
If anybody's into that stuff, he had all of that stuff. It was pretty cool to see it. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up. One of the few Batman books that he had, but he did have this.
Yep.
232 and a nice copy.
That's a nice
7.
7.0. You said?
Yeah,
I can't remember. More. Like 7.0. It could be more.
Yeah, first Ra's al Ghul,
I think it had a tick. You pressed it already, right?
Yeah, I pressed that already.
It had like a tick on the spine, didn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. It has one color break, but still, it's nice. Here goes one that was beautiful. Remember we looked at this one?
Oh yeah, that one's a nice copy.
This is a minimum. I'm hoping, and I hope I'm right. I'm thinking a 9.0-ish copy. It was really nice. It was really, really nice. Dave in the Cave, I'm telling you, bud, this is just the beginning. I've got a couple more boxes of just keys. I'm not going to go through all of them tonight. I don't want to, keep everybody on. Man, he's got family and everything like that. But I'll probably be on Monday, and I'll be showing some more, because it was just that much. Yeah, we're killing Boston Chris Comics. Here we go. Really nice one. Book I don't own. First Scorpion. There you go. Nice book.
Yeah, that was a nice copy too, right?
Yeah. It's probably like a 6.0. I'm thinking. It has some spine ticks, but these books are presenting really nice.
Yeah. Even in the later runs, the Silver Age run, there were books that the colors on it was amazing.
You have to see some of the Avengers. I was going through the Avengers today at work and cleaning and pressing, not pressing, but cleaning books. And some of those Avengers, the colors on the early ones are beautiful. You got content for the channel. That's all it's about. Josh Grav, what's going on? Hey, shout out to Josh Grav. He just A-okayed me a book. I appreciate it, Josh. Good dude. And I just bought this off of Josh. I'll show it now. But I appreciate a guy who's accurate and honest. And I could say that Josh is honestly that. I dealt with him before I watched him on YouTube. He was dealing with me through pressing and stuff, and he's always been a good dude. And he put this up on his auction the other day, and I picked it up. It came perfectly packaged and accurately graded. If anything, he was grading a little tough on it. just so that he didn't, mess up. I appreciate that. Thank you, Josh. Good stuff there. What was I going to say here, guys? Volume 1 Silver Surfers, there were only 1 or 2, but they weren't low numbers. They were, I think, like 16.
Yeah, they were high numbers.
There was 2 of them in
digits.
there. Yeah. Yeah, Murph. Just if I have my break time is, instead of taking a meal, I was cleaning books, bro. This shit's got to get done.
Yeah, we got to get this sold, man.
Here you go. I'd never see this book. I haven't had it in a great grade. There's probably like a 3.5 in that range. Has a spine split going down. Not spine split. Spine crease going down the middle. He has a
subscription crease.
Subscription. There we go. Losing my words there today. Thank you, Mandy. That's why we need 2 of us sometimes. And it has some scuffing to it, but still, this is an iconic. First Wilson Fisk. Reds still look really good on it. There we go. Probably like a 4.0-ish in that range, but FF number 9, early FF.
There you go, your Submariner with the square head.
Yeah, square head and those green ass shorts of his.
He got his booty shorts on.
Hey Russ, there were a lot of Tales of Suspense, Tales to Astonish. I don't think there were as many, but there were a lot of Tales of Suspense. Josh Graff says he cleans books at work too, but it ain't on his lunch break. A random box for a G. You don't want that. You might get a junk box. Nah, let me stop. I'm only kidding. Here we go. Really nice book. We saw this Journey into Mystery, number 92. I believe this is the first Hella, right?
I think so. Maybe.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Or 92 is the first Hella. I don't want to go look it up right now.
Yeah, somebody say something. That's what we got you guys up, man.
Not a key. Thought it was a key. I thought it was the first Hella. I know we have the first Hella in there somewhere.
They got us.
Yeah.
Not a key. 102. Comic Brain said 102.
102. Yeah, I know we had one. But again, pretty
we need Ray. Ray knows.
That's it. We do need Ray. So this is one of those books I hit Manny. I was like, holy shit, look at this. I'm going through books and I'm just going through a box of basically nothing that I was interested in. And I'm looking through and all of a sudden I run into a book that ran a miniseries that ran 6 issues. I find number 6, number 5, number 4 is like 10 issues deep into something else. And I'm like, oh, fuck. No, number 3. Keep digging. And number 3 was there. And this is a really nice copy of NYX number 3. So we're talking a Batman Beyond, a Saga number 1, and an NYX, and a Batman Adventures in a collection this immense with Silver Age books. So that's what we're trying to say. It was all over the place, man. Here's an iconic cover. Journey into Mystery number 112. It's when Hulk was drawn like a punk. Just a nice book, though. Really nice. Some tanning to it, but that's to be expected for a book of this age. Really, really nice. And I know I'm saying that a lot. Here's a book that I found and I didn't even know what the fuck it was. Boston Chris, yeah. I found this in there. Anybody know what this is? This book is pricey in a 9.8, man. This is Century number 1, and this is the 1 in 25 Audie Rosen variant, I believe it is. For Century number 1. Everybody knows Century number 1 blew up. It was the only variant book he had in his collection, and he had no other Sentry books in there. Just this. I don't know what the hell that was all about.
Maybe he liked the cover.
I guess. Yeah. Oh, it's a 1 in 50. There you go. Josh Graff just told us.
1 in 50.
Here you go. First Gwen Stacy. Mid-Ranger. That bottom corner is what killed it, because everything else is tight on this book. You know, it's got a little bit on the top, but again, another really nice presenting book. And then 3 more books. Again, don't mean to bore, guys. I appreciate everybody coming out, supporting me and Manny on this. So these are nice. These are real nice. Amazing Spider-Man number 14.
Oh, you're making somebody wet.
That's good. I have a concern about this book, and we'll discuss it later on. But even with a concern, this book is still a banger. And if you look at this, it's beautiful. I own a 3.5. Do you own this book, Manny?
Nah, I own a number 1 though.
Yeah, you do. 6.5 at that with white pages, right?
Yeah, white, perfect, icy, nicey white pages.
Josh, I think this color touch. I saw a little bit of color touch in there. It was the only thing I saw in there, so I'm concerned. I was told by somebody else that there might be sometimes a little ink bleed. Fingers crossed on that. If not, I'm gonna send it out. I'm gonna get it graded and then just send it to get restored. And get the, if it's just color touch, I'll get the color touch removed. You know, but this book is beautiful, and it's the only book so far that I've seen that I thought there might have been something wrong with it. You know,
don't CGC do like a?
Yes, they do. They have a
screen? But don't it's like a minimum amount of books, isn't it? Just like if they do the when they do the
for
like say you gotta send 25 books. You know how you gotta send 25 books in order for you to pre-screne them?
Yeah, but that's for restoration.
You don't have to. It could just be one book.
I don't think so. I have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's another banger. This was another one that you sent me. This is one of the books Manny sent me a picture of. Oh, and this pressed out nice. Pressed out nice.
What is it? 7.0?
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning on. It's got a couple ticks on the sides, and it's got a little corner bend up top there, and it doesn't sit perfectly square. I'm hoping for a 7.0 on this book. Maybe a 7.5. It's nice. And then this is the last book. This is the book that I never owned. I never thought I would own this book. One of the pictures that Manny sent me, we were like, holy shit. I'm going to put it back here so you guys can see this.
Numero uno. Marky owns one. Don't Marky own one?
No, he owns a 4.
No, he owns a 4. Yeah, he owns a 4, not that.
It has a crease going down the side and a little piece there, but we're talking a really nice copy on this. So, you know, so that's my one thing, and I always negative when it comes to that stuff. Just worried about trimming because there was a big trimming during this era and everything like this. I put this book up against a bunch of Silver Ages from its era, and it's basically the same. It runs the same size. So hopefully, you know, everything is good with these books. They look beautiful. And that's the last one that I got to show you guys. I appreciate everybody coming out, man. Fitting starts at $10.
Most definitely.
$10. I'm just going to put these away real quick while we're sitting here. But what do you guys think? Yeah, Jeff, we're going to sell everything. Thank you, Comic Brains. Appreciate that. Appreciate you coming out and watching.
Yeah, everything's getting sold. In our whole collection, we got to try to sell everything. We need to recoup.
Yeah, recoup and try and make a little bit of a profit to buy something that we could really appreciate, you know, not just hold on to books.
Yeah.
because that's the hoarder in me wants to just hold on to fucking everything when it comes to shit like this. You know?
Trust me, me and E-Rob wish there was just one book there, and everything else is just all profit.
Yeah.
But we have to sell a lot of books just for us to make some money at least.
Yeah. So you'll see us. We'll be selling books.
We'll be selling books into the next year.
Yeah, we're gonna be the new. I'm gonna be the new Mr. Let. Man, he'll be Mr. Let.
Nah, I don't want to be Mr. Let. Man. Leave that guy over there. He's a fake basketball player.
He's a good dude.
Nah.
But yeah, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Share this if you want to share this with anybody. Let them know. This will be an ongoing series for a while now. I'm going to probably send some of these books out to CGC within this week. Hopefully, we'll start getting those books back, and then we'll share that with you guys too. All right?
Yep.
So, until our next video, peace.
That's it. Live.